These are the Apache Indians. The Apaches were a very strong and entitled group. They'd fight for their freedom no matter what the cost, even if it included death. Even with them trying as hard as they couldn't prevail in protecting their land. On one fateful day, over 200 innocent women and children were slaughtered by the Americans. The Americans fired at schools, homes, and everything that they could just to show that they were worthy.
Once slavery ended, there were many black men who joined the Buffalo Soldiers. When they were accepted, they became the majority and were extremely skilled, especially when fighting the American Indians. The Buffalo Soldiers fought in many wars. One major one was the Battle of Little Bighorn. It was a brutal battle fought by the Buffalo Soldiers and the Lakota and Cheney warriors. There were many deaths on both sides, but the Buffalo Soldiers came out and won. The Buffalo Soldiers did much less fighting than they did helping Westernize. In that time, they helped to build many railroads for transportation, usually through the Indian Territory. As well as building railroads, the Buffalo Soldiers helped in many other ways, like helping the settlers with homes and shops.
The Crow and the Kiowa lived peacefully. There was a cross marriages between the two tribes. The Crow Indians taught the Kiowa Indians to hunt. They used dogs to hunt even in the cold. They used bow and arrows to hunt their prey. The Kiowa Indians started to raid South and Central Texas. They started gaining horses, slaves, and guns.
The organization of the Kansas and Nebraska territories in 1854 lowered the Indian Territory's northern boundary, removing more than half of its former area. Tribes in Kansas and Nebraska were urged to surrender land to white settlers now swarming across the Missouri River. Within a year, 9 tribes agreed to withdraw to a small portion of their holdings and to sell the rest. After the American Civil War from 1861 to 1865, the federal government forced a new series of land cessions, also known as surrenderings. In what has been called the Second Trail of Tears, many smaller tribes were removed from what had been the Northern Territory's portion.